Hey, what's cooking, people? And welcome to another episode of MC Eats Life. Yes, that's right, there is no food in this episode, only adventure. Today I've come to the Chestnut Nature Reserve, which is just to the western side of the central water catchment area, and we've come inside in search of some wildlife. Last time we came here we saw some wild boar. I'm hoping we're going to see more than that today. Let's keep our fingers crossed. So Chestnut Nature Reserve is a kind of popular place for cyclists to come and do some mountain biking, and there's mountain biking tracks, and then there's the hiking tracks as well, and then there's the shared tracks, which is what I'm walking on right now. So I do need to keep my eyes peeled to make sure that I don't get hit by any crazy cyclists. I've got really high expectations for some of the wildlife we're going to see today, which probably means we won't see any. Straight away, we've got an observation tower. Let's just pan round and you can see it. I always like an observation tower. Let's go and hit those steps and see what we can see from the top. It's well worth the walk up here, well worth the energy climbing those steps, because what a lovely view it is, and it gives you a good idea of where you can go and explore next. Let's go down these steps and see what we can see. Having come down off the observation tower, I'm pleased to see now that the hiking trail and the biking trail split out. I almost wandered off down the biking trail. That would have upset some cyclists, no doubt, but instead I'm going to go down this way, down the hiking trail, and let's see what we can go and see. A bit like yesterday, we've got squirrels playing. This is fun. It's a bit more like walking through jungle, or at least some woodlands. I'll show you the path. We've got no boardwalk today. It's a thin path in amongst the foliage. I'm sure if I keep my eyes peeled today, we're going to see some good wildlife. I'm just not sure what it's going to be yet. The other day when we saw that snake, it was hanging out in a bush, very much like this. So I'm keeping my eyes peeled, looking closely. See, these ones are in the sun, and you'd think it's the perfect place to hang out if you want a snake and you need warming up a little bit. Can't see any yet though. There's a few butterflies around. I need to give a special shout out today to MG 2010. It was MG 2010 who said, you've got to go to Chestnut Park. It's a great place to go. He said, if you see a red sign, make sure you just go beyond it. No matter what it says on there, just go beyond the red sign. That's what he said. So anyway, I found the red sign. Okay, should we go? All right, this is thanks to you, MG 2010. Let's go.
Oh yeah!
Last time we came here, it was somewhat ruined by a constant drone of helicopters flying overhead. And I'm pleased to say that so far today there hasn't been any. Long may that continue. Somewhat takes the edge off the beauty of this place. Helicopter. I'm by the constant danger signs. So imagine a stray bullet flying out. So what have we had so far in our live videos? We've had death by thirst and heat exhaustion, and then we've had death by a giant coconut falling on my head, and now I'm going to get shot by a stray bullet. Risky. I don't think I get paid enough. I'd actually forgotten how nice it is here. Like, there's no one about, and I'm just walking through the woods in Singapore, and there could be snakes and tarantulas and wild boar and monkeys. That's pretty exciting, isn't it? I don't think I'm going to see any of those things, but the chance is there, isn't it? The chance is there. Just a distant rustle. I'm sure I'm being surrounded by either people who are going to shoot me or by a collection of exotic wildlife. Ah, there's a cool monitor lizard just by the side of the path. Doesn't seem too bothered the fact I'm here. Just having a rummage for some food. I can also hear some distant jungle fowl as well. Hopefully find those guys in a second. If you're ever out in the woodlands and you want to kind of trick people, if you stand there with your camera like for ages, just like looking at a bush or looking at a tree, whoever walks past will stop and do exactly the same as you. Like sometimes I'll ask you, and sometimes just sort of stand there going, he must be stood here for a reason. Perhaps if I stand here for a bit and keep looking, I might see what he's looking at. It's quite fun. I definitely feel like I peaked too soon with my fungi joke. Look at those. They're pretty cool, aren't they? I think they're magnificent actually. And the colour and the shape and the way they're just kind of sprouting out from the log. If only I hadn't used that joke before. Right, so a couple of videos ago we found a wild pair of glasses hanging in the tree. I think it was yesterday we found a wild pair of gloves hanging in the tree, and today we've got a wild hat. But I've also, just to the right, spotted this little guy, another little skink. Hey, don't be scared, don't run off, come back. So what do you reckon the story is with this hat? And should I turn it over, there's going to be a chance there's going to be something underneath it. Okay, I was a little bit hard in my mouth then for a second. But no, nothing underneath the hat. What is the hat doing here? And does it belong to the same person as the gloves and the glasses? There's that skink gone. There he is, he's down there. Can you see him? Just kind of slowly skinking away. Oh, that's even a better view. Thank you very much for moving there. That's very kind of you. Out where the sun is glistening on his back. That's a very, very cool creature. I love those. Like a snake with legs. I'm not sure what's going on, but we've fire brigade. I hope everyone's okay anyway. Didn't see anybody hurt or injured. The plot thickens. So here's their vehicle. I like how they don't trust their brakes very much. I mean, we're on a bit of a hill, but I don't know. I mean, that's pretty cool, isn't it? Do you reckon they would mind if I sat in it? They probably would, wouldn't they? Particularly in COVID times. I hope everyone's alright wherever they're heading off down there. Like I said, I didn't see anybody. But we did find that helmet, but it didn't look like it belonged to anybody recently. You won't be able to see through there, but I've just seen two quite big wild boar. So my job now is to go and see if I can find them. Might have to head through this long grass. Right, wish me luck. They are very, very stealthy creatures. Right, given that they are big, fat, kind of giant pigs, they seem to better slip away into the wilderness very, very easily, almost too easily, suspiciously easily. Wouldn't trust a wild boar if I were you. I've even ventured into these bit of woods, and I'm sure they're around somewhere, but I just cannot see them, and I am putting my life at risk being in here in case I get bitten by something. Look at the foliage I'm stood in. Foolish. Right, they won't be the only two wild boar here, will they? Let's be honest. Let's keep searching. Still in the woods, and there's the definite aroma of monkey around. There's a certain muskiness that you can get catch in the air when there's the monkeys are on the loose somewhere. And I can hear distant rustling of bushes just down this hill. What I don't know if it's the monkeys or it is some more wild boar, just some squirrels, maybe some jungle fowl. I mean, it's too thick down there for me to go down there, isn't it? But this is looking promising for seeing some more wildlife. This is quite a cool tree, isn't it? All the fruit hanging down. It doesn't seem to mind where it's coming from. It wants to grow out of the trunk, it will, or the branches. Don't know what kind of tree it is, and I don't know what type of fruit it is. If you know, feel free to let me know. Well, there's more over there on that one. You see, hanging down like vines, and then all the fruit just hanging off the end. Very cool. There's something about woodland that's quite calming, like zen-like. I think woodland like this, and in the UK, my grandparents had got woodland on their farm, and always loved going down there. And it's similar here, especially now there's no one around. I think the other place that feels really calming is being by the sea and having that constant lap of the waves. But like going through here, up my head, going through here is just like, I feel very zen. Some cool looking fungi, isn't it? Almost looks like cauliflower. And then on this old tree stump here, some long since died fungi. But yeah, this one's quite spectacular. We're talking about fruits hanging on trees. Look at the size of those beasts. Absolutely amazing. I bet that would hurt if one of those landed on your head. Look at the size of those. So I've reached the drongo hut. Isn't drongo like an insult in Australian? You're flaming drongo? Don't know. Is it a type of animal? I've got a feeling it's a bird, isn't it? I can see a squirrel in the woods. I've got the feeling there's a lot of very exciting wildlife within kind of just meters of where we are all the time. But other than the squirrels and the odd lizard, I've not seen a lot. heard a lot, seen the rustles, I've seen the back end of a wild boar running off, but I want to see some wild boar properly. I want to see some snakes, I want to see a mouse deer. I'm not asking for much. Some more interesting fungi. Perhaps I need to have a channel devoted to the fungi of Singapore. And it could be just me going around doing videos of finding fungi and doing dad jokes about it. Some more wild boar through there. I mean, they look absolutely gigantic from here. So these 2 or 3 big ones, and then some piglets as well. I mean, they look like small elephants. Let's hope they come this way. Not sure why some people feel the need to go through the jungle with their phone playing music out loud. Like, have they not heard of headphones? We've got some of our long-tailed friends nearby again. Don't know if you can hear the things falling down from above, but yes, that's them. See if we can catch them on camera. There's a couple over there. You can see them. Just playing in amongst the trees, which is very sweet to see. And there's a little one much closer as well. Not very graceful sometimes, are they? Hiding in amongst the bushes. Like the opposite of graceful sometimes, aren't they? This isn't wee on me. Hello. Oh, he's eating the fruit. I could stand and watch them for ages. A little bit more active than the ones that we saw yesterday and had a conversation with. It's a bit later in the evening now, it's a bit cooler, so it's a good time for them to start playing. These two playing just here. Psst. Not bothered by me at all. Ah. And over here we've got this big guy, girl.
Chị đi hay, hanya last year có chứ.
Crazy little things.
Nghe cái su yeo.
Not too bothered by us at all, which is very sweet. They're just playing. I love seeing the monkeys. Some people are scared of them, and rightly so. Sometimes there are some really angry monkeys, particularly if they're somewhere where they're being given food, and so they kind of associate humans with food. Whereas here, I mean, there's very strong rules and laws against feeding the monkeys, and it seems to work. They didn't care about me then. They were just having a snack from the tree and just intrigued as to what the people walking past were doing. Glad we've seen them again though. Right, I think that just about takes us to the end of today's video. I'm a bit disappointed that we didn't see the wild boar up close, but I've seen loads through the bushes. I'm hoping at least a little bit can be seen on the video. It's been really lovely walk round. I'm keeping my voice down because like, this bit's really quite wild. I'll do a little rotation round. It's really quite wild, and I'm hoping that I can quiet, then we might get to see a bit more wildlife. But I'm going to start heading back towards the bus now. We've seen monkeys, we've seen wild boar, we've seen lizards. We haven't seen any snakes, not yet. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, make sure you like the video, subscribe, click the little bell, and then I think all there is left to say is until the next episode, stay full.